Mosasaurus could unhinge its jaw, just like a snake. But that's not what made it impossible to escape. Behind its front teeth, it had a second row, growing from the roof of its mouth, curved backward, built for exactly one purpose. Once something entered that mouth, those teeth made sure it could only go one direction, down. Some estimates put Mosasaurus at over 50 feet long, the length of a school bus, moving through late Cretaceous oceans with almost nothing above it on the food chain. And new research suggests it wasn't even cold-blooded the way you'd expect. You've probably seen Mosasaurus before, the giant sea monster that leaps out of the water in the movies. What gets left out is how it actually killed. Mosasaurus had a double-hinged skull, similar to a snake's, allowing its jaw to swing wide and dislocate under pressure, so it could take down prey far larger than its own throat should have allowed. It wasn't designed to chew. It was designed to make sure nothing that entered its mouth ever found a way back out. Here's the part most people don't know. Mosasaurus had excellent eyesight, sharp enough that researchers believe it relied on vision over smell, hunting visually in open water the way a shark hunts on instinct. And evidence suggests it was endothermic, warm-blooded, an adaptation found in mosasaurs and almost nowhere else among reptiles like it. That single detail changes everything. A cold-blooded predator needs the right temperature before it can move at full speed. Mosasaurus didn't. It could hunt at dawn, at dusk, in the cold. It was never waiting for the right moment. It was always ready. Mosasaurus fossils tell a darker story than just how it hunted prey. Paleontologists have found skulls covered in old bite scars, specifically clustered around the head. Modern crocodiles fight each other by grappling the skull with their jaws. Researchers believe Mosasaurus fought the exact same way, against its own species. Most of the injured specimens were juveniles or smaller individuals, suggesting the attacks weren't always evenly matched. In 2006, researchers studying these injuries proposed something even darker. Some of these wounds weren't just territorial. They may have been cannibalism. One particularly disturbing case: a Mosasaurus with a severe jaw infection, likely caused by a bite wound from another Mosasaurus, survived for an extended period afterward. Researchers believe it had to change how it ate just to survive, switching to soft-bodied prey it could swallow whole, because using its own jaw to bite down had become too painful. An apex predator reduced to eating carefully, because another one of its own kind had already tried to kill it. Mosasaurus fossils have been found across Europe, North America, Africa, and the Middle East. Evidence of a global predator that dominated shallow seas worldwide for roughly 16 million years. Then the asteroid hit. Mosasaurus didn't lose to a rival predator. It didn't get hunted to extinction. The ocean it had perfected itself for simply stopped existing the way it had always known it. 66 million years later, we're still finding new fossils, still finding new bite scars, still finding new reasons to understand exactly how it survived as long as it did. Consider what happens if you put a 50-foot warm-blooded apex predator back into a modern ocean. The largest shark alive today, the great white, reaches 20 feet. Mosasaurus was 2.5 times longer. A sperm whale, the ocean's current largest predator, reaches 60 feet. For the first time in 66 million years, something in the water would be a genuine contest. Every coastal city on Earth sits next to a body of water Mosasaurus called home: the English Channel, the Mediterranean, the Gulf of Mexico. It didn't need deep water. It hunted in the shallows. The beaches people swim at today are exactly where the fossils are found. The second row of teeth pointing backward down its throat, those weren't built for the Cretaceous. They were built for anything that found itself inside that mouth. It didn't need to be cold-blooded to be patient. It didn't need silence to be unseen. And once you were in its mouth, the geometry of its own teeth made sure there was only one way through: down. Like if you'll never picture the ocean floor the same way again, subscribe to Facts That Ruin. New dark animal documentary every day. Tag someone who's afraid of the deep end of the pool.